All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone had a good day yesterday. Hope you're having a great morning today. And yes, Kurt, let's let the fun begin. So pretty slow this morning, as you can see. Gapper's list is very empty today. Nothing much going on here. So we're going to try to see what else is moving. We're going to look at some of our favorites: AMD, AMU, JD, Facebook. I know we'll get creative, and we'll go over to our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, and see what we can pull from here. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today? I cannot hear Norm. Let me make sure everything is okay here.
Oh, it's not you, it's me.
Okay, here we go.
I said, good morning, Carlos. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. I had a
It's,
bad day yesterday, and I was hoping today we could recover, but there's not much going on right now. We're looking pretty dead.
we have to, but we have to have something to trade, right? It
Yeah,
won't. I think here in the next couple of minutes, now that that jobs report is out, that we'll have some stuff hitting the gappers, I'm sure. So,
yeah. Let's hope we get some volume going. And it's funny because I looked at some of the ones that we usually trade, like a Roku, like a MU, and overall the volume, just overall, AMD starting to pick up now. So I looked at it earlier again.
yep.
Also, some of these stocks were just not doing much overall, but AMD starting to get going here, as you can see. Got a few candles here over 90,000 each on the 5 minute. So this is starting to get going, so that's good. 400,000 so far, but yeah, just seems like one of those days where for Friday you might not want to push it too much. So very good, very good. So we'll wait to see this gappers list starts to building up. But if you guys see something, throw it out there. We're gonna go over our watch list from yesterday. So let's start over here with Roku. Let's see what Roku has going on. Roku, unfortunately, with CME, you don't have shares for short, but it was a great short yesterday. It had what it seemed like a good opening range breakdown. But the problem with Roku is that it trades funky. I personally do not like to trade Roku too much. Again, it looks clean now, but if you look at the price action when you're watching this stock, it's not really all that clean. So again, after the fact, you can see, great opening range breakdown here. Test of the VWAP breaks down nicely. But these are not really clean moves if you look at it very closely. As the price action is happening, but pretty nice trade here. If you was able to get a good entry right up close to VWAP, you was able to ride this down, and it really dropped down basically all morning, so that was nice. MU was a beautiful open range breakup, also kind of a bull flag on the 1 minute. If you trade off the 1 minute, you can clearly see here had a nice pop, comes back down, consolidates, holds his moving average, and then you can see kind of a bull flap happening here. And then a beautiful entry in this area, anywhere in here above this moving average, great entry. Then you get the nice pop, you get the squeeze when the volume starts coming in. And on the 5, just a very clean opening range breakup. If you waited for the 5 minutes here, that would have been a really nice entry there. SGMO was a good opening range breakdown. I traded this poorly. This is one that got me twice, unfortunately. So again, good opening range breakdown. If you got in at the 934 candle, though, you had to get in early. If you waited 5 minutes, you had this drop happen really fast. That's what happened to me. I got in here waiting for the 5 minutes. I should have got in close to VWAP in this area. But I like to wait the 5 minutes, and in this case, it didn't work out for me. Came back here, got stopped out a little bit above break even. Then here I thought it was going to drop again, got back in, and then squeezed me again. So I'm like, okay, called it a day. So that didn't work out too well. Did a nice V reversal. If you look at it in the 5 minute, beautiful V reversal back up to VWAP. Again, these are not easy to catch, guys. Very difficult to catch a V reversal, especially so early in the morning when the volumes are at its highest, volatility as well. So closes above VWAP. If you waited, also great entry here above VWAP. Wait for the confirmation that it really wants to change direction, because this here is a signal of a changing of direction. That's what this is. Once it closes above VWAP, you can see here all the moving averages are below it, and it could have been a beautiful entry for the break of the high of the day, and it continues to go even higher, all the way to 1260. Next, we had AMD. AMD was all over the place. I almost traded this one, but I stayed away from it. It was just very choppy, and this first 5 minute candle kind of scared me. I was looking for opening range breakup, but when it came all the way back down and closed here, I said, wow, this is not something I probably want to get in. And I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been messy. Then EVOP, I was watching this one as well. Didn't really do much. Again, just couldn't really read the price action. It just seemed very all over the place, and the volume died down. That's where you get all these small moves here. So again, not really tradable after the open. Had a beautiful pre-market action. We were talking about this. It's just a beautiful double bottom here. Nice push up, breaking the high of the pre-market. Again, just traded very well in the pre-market, but at the open, just kind of flopped. Then some of the low floats. Well, actually, TNXP is not a low float, or is it? Hold on, or am I confusing? I think it's this one. YRIV is not a low float. Yeah, this is one that's not a low float. Yeah. There's actually like 70 million shares, I think. Here we go. We got lift up on the scanner. We got one. All right, everybody, let's give it a round of applause. Let's wait for the next one. So 77,000 shares on.
And it's gone.
Oh, there we go. Oh, boo. So YRIV here is not a low flow, but it was trading like one. And again, if you was able to get a good entry here, you could have took this up for a pop. But then after that, it just became very choppy. As the volume dies down, you can see the volume goes away, then it just becomes pure chop. Then TNXP just also very choppy. As you can see, it kind of does the double bottom on the 1 minute, but you got to be very careful with these. But the volume comes in nicely. Look at the volume coming in. So if you were watching this closely, you saw this double bottom building a base, and then the beautiful breakout right here. And it gives you a lot of opportunities too, because it pops up, comes back down, hits the moving averages, pops up again, comes back down, again hits the moving average. So it gave you at least 2 pullbacks to try to get into this move, but you engineer it to be at a very specific areas, or else you can get caught on this push down, and that's where people get hurt when you try to chase these type of stocks. So that's all we had, guys. These were some of the possibles yesterday. Actually, since we got some time, let's go through this. RPM looked like it did something. I didn't watch it, so I don't know how the price action was. STZ didn't do much. Again, just not a lot of volume in it. BFF, I think Andrew was watching this one. Again, just didn't like the way it was trading neither. Just it didn't look clean. And then Unit, I don't think it did anything. Yeah, no volume on Unit. So that was our watch list from yesterday. Let's look at the Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. Then we'll go through some of the stuff that we usually watch, JDs, AMD, MU, and all that. So on the Nasdaq gainers, the first one, VERB, nothing going on there, no volume, not a good pre-market action. CNET has some volume, 1.3 million shares traded so far. This one is hard to trade though. I had this on my watch list before. I don't usually like the way it trades, but it is active today. 1.3 million shares, up 43%. So that's nice. Yeah, we could definitely watch this today. Let's see how it goes. Right now, beautiful pre-market action. You can see a nice flow building up here, following the moving averages. So this is the type of pre-market action you want to see. 1.3 million shares so far. So let's put this on here. Next we have TROV. TROV also has got some movement. What is the flow on TROV? I know we traded in the past before. Yeah, it's a pretty low flow, 2 million shares float. But yeah, it had a big day of couple of last week, I think this was, and then a couple of weeks ago it's had a really nice huge gap up here. But again, better at selling down than selling up on that day. So we could definitely watch this one. Let's throw it down in our riskier pile all the way down here. TROV. Here we go. And then next we have JMU. JMU got some volume, but I'm not sure about this pre-market action. So I'm going to pass on this one. If this gets better, guys, if you guys have an eye on it, throw it back out to us and we'll look at it. AEHR, not much happening, no volume, not a good pre-market action. CCIH, nothing going on. CLWT, trying to get above 100,000 in volume, but really not looking too great right now. Had a big day about a week ago. Today's not really looking too good, so we'll bypass on this one. LEDS, not much going on, no volume, not a good pre-market action. CRBP, trying to crack over 100,000. It's got a decent daily chart. What's the float on this one? No shares for sure. All right, so it is a larger float, 53 million shares. It's got a decent daily chart though. It's got some nice flow here. It's got a nice drop, found the base, came back up, consolidated. It's gapping up today 6.6. Just doesn't have a good pre-market action at the moment. But you know what we're working with today? Maybe we could expect something out of this later on. Let's throw it on here. See if we can get going. It's got a few candles here with some type of volume, but horrible pre-market action. This is wishful thinking here, which is what looks like what we're going to be doing today in some of these, looking at this list. So let's see the last one here, CREG. Not much going on there. All right, CNET we have. Again, this one's very active, tons of volume. I personally don't like the way this one trades. Could be very funky sometimes. But looking at the pre-market action and the volume, all looks great. The daily chart one more time. Yeah, daily chart's just been consolidating under this $2, and now it's It's gapping up a bit. And usually stocks under $5, again, like for example, everybody has their niche. For me, stocks under $5 are like weird to even look at. So I try to be careful with them because they just could be so unpredictable sometimes. I think every price range trades a certain way. And Norm, like you like trading higher price stocks because you like the way they move. It's just a personal thing, a preference, right? And I'm sure if you trade lower price stock, you do great too if you see the same setup. But sometimes you got that preference on the way things move. And for me, under 5, it just seems like not appealing, not attractive. YRIV in here again today. What do we have? 962,000 shares traded. We have quite a few levels here. I'm going to remove these. Not a clean pre-market action. Just looks like it's all over the place. Actually, it's 1 minute chart. Look at this, just flat. And then you have one candle here with 200,000 shares traded. This 5 with 370. So not sure. On the fence on this one. Again, it had a good day yesterday. It might put in a good day today again. So we'll throw it on here just in case. Let's see how that develops. Next, what do we have? Nasdaq ETF. We'll skip that one. AMD is on here. It's starting to get the volume. Actually, starting to do a nice pre-market action. Up 1.3. Should be hitting our gapper scanners once it gets above 2. So we'll watch AMD. Nasdaq ETF. AQB. It's got some volume, but not a good pre-market action. The majority of the volume, almost 80% of it, sitting right here in this one candle. 212,000 shares traded right here, and not really doing much. So not something we want to trade. TRV we looked at already. Yes, we did. It's got some decent volume, good pre-market action. TVIX is a volatility indicator. Right now it's dropping. We'll look at the SPY in a second, see what the SPY is doing. VTL penny stock, we're not trading that. And FSNN penny stock as well, we're not going to look at that. All right, LIF is back up here. Let's take a look at LIF again. LIF for the last 4 days when it opened or whatever days it is, it trades very funky, guys. So be careful. The price action is very weird, not clean. Right now it is it looks like it's in play. It's up 2.3, 162,000 shares traded. Not the cleanest pre-market action at the moment. But we can watch. It's fun to watch, but don't feel the need to trade this stock. Wait until it actually settles down. Right now, it's just the ranges are all over the place. The price action is crazy, and it's just moving way too much. Next, what do we have on here? Let's take a look at MU. Let's see what MU is doing. Then we'll take a look at some of the stuff you guys are throwing out there. Let's look at Roku. Let's look at JD. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's look at Facebook as well. I wonder how Facebook did yesterday. Norm, did you watch Facebook?
I did. It was up. Actually, I took a trade on Facebook that if I'd have stayed in that, it would have made my day. But I got out. I don't know why. I just wasn't with it yesterday. I wasn't in sync. It wasn't my day.
Yeah.
My trade would have worked out. My trade would have worked out beautifully. Instead, I flipped over to Roku and wanted to throw my computer out the window.
Yeah. I hear you. So MU right now, not much volume, but it's opening up pretty flat right now, a little bit over 1%, so not much going on. Let's see what you guys have. All right, Snap. Oh, I don't like Snap. It could be so choppy, and it barely moves, but it has some volume. Yeah, it's a very tough stock to trade. The few times I have tried to take a stab on it, I'll get it'll work out. It'll be a green trade, but it just takes so long to get going. I get impatient, So Snap here, 500,000 shares almost traded right at the moment. Up 2.4. Pre-market action is really all over the place. Very choppy pre-market action. We'll keep it on here, see if we can get a little better. But again, Snap could be so choppy, so we want to be careful with this. Next we have BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. What do we have here? 63,000 shares traded. Wow, let me get rid of all these levels. Way too many. All right. Yeah, I mean, the daily chart is funky. It gaps up, consolidates here, now it's gapping up again. I mean, that's good. But, man, I don't see a good pre-market action right now, and the volume is not there yet. So, they have earnings. Is that what it is?
No, they had earnings a while back. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, so let's see. We'll keep it on here for now. It's up 3.5. That's nice, but the volume in the pre-market action is not looking too great at the moment. All right, NVIDIA looks good for today. Let's check NVIDIA. Nvidia has a beautiful daily chart, by the way. Here's a really good daily chart, just slowly grinding high. Even though you have red candles here, it's just kind of, it seems like it's just in a nice little uptrend, slowly crawling up here. Right now, it's got no volume, but it's got a decent pre-market action on the 5. Kind of just trying to crawl its way up there back to the 190s. What was the high from 2 days ago? High from 2 days ago, sitting right here at 191. So it has a good daily chart. We'll throw it on here, but again, the volume is really not there. All right, what else we have, guys? Oh, so BBBY got a Morgan Stanley upgrade. Okay, excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so that could be interesting. Doesn't have the volume right now, but this could be interesting to watch. See how that affects the price action today. This is why it's gapping up. INTC got downgraded. Let's take a look at that. INTC got downgraded, so they're down today a little close to almost to 1%. Pre-market action right now is all over the place, so we'll have to see how that reacts at the open. But again, just no volume on this. Well, like everything else right now really has not a lot of volume. All right, what else do we have?
Carlos, I've got an eye on DLTH. It doesn't have a whole lot of volume yet, but it could be 20%. Interesting. Yeah, so I've got my eye on that. ACB looks good. It's actually the best looking one I have, but they don't have any shorts, so I probably won't watch it. And then Afria, APHA as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with ACB. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do have shorts on Afria, which, as you know, on pot stocks can be hard to come by at times. But
that's APHA, right? I think.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a, yeah. I'm glad you have. I don't have shares for sure. I never usually have shares for sure for ACB and Afria. It's just one, again, like you said, it's one of those things where it's really difficult for your broker to have shares for sure, especially on ACB. I haven't heard of anybody have actually shorts on ACB. And this is one of the ones that actually trades pretty decent if you could trade it both ways. So today pre-market action is looking really good. Actually, has tons of volume on here. So again, I like that one. That looks good. Up 3.9. So that's decent. All right. So ROM 30, you have 100Ks for sure. Yeah, the problem with that 100K is not a lot. That can go so fast. You get a couple of traders in there, and you know that. But at the open, that could be gone really fast.
I'd be shocked if they were not there 5 minutes ago when I first pulled it up, and now there's 100K on for shorts on IB. My guess is those will be gone before the open or within 2 minutes of the open at top.
Yeah. Once that volume starts coming in, those will get snatched up really fast. All right, what else you got? Somebody mentioned BA. Let's look at BA. We'll look at JD. Let's look at Facebook. BA, it's just been difficult to trade. It had a nice day yesterday, but again, it's just the price action on this one. I don't know. It's been very difficult to read. Again, you had a nice move here, opening range breakup, but then again, it's just choppy. So it's been one of those stocks that's been very difficult to really watch right now. It has a little bit of volume, but not a good clean pre-market action. So not sure on BA. And for me personally, it's just too high price. $400 is a little bit for what I like to trade, a little high. All right, so AMD is doing some stuff here. It's getting some serious volume. AMD looks good. Let's find some. Let's get rid of some before we start finding levels. We got way too many here. And again, it could be one of those days where we sit and watch our scanners as well, not really all in on our watch list. You know, we have to be careful and just kind of wait for good opportunities. We have another one coming up here. What do we have? REPH. Let me go back to the top. CVS. All right, somebody's bringing up CVS. CVS, kind of the same thing we've been just watching, and not a lot going on right now. Not much volume. Daily chart's great. Has a nice little uptrend here. Looks like it's trying to close some gaps. Got several gaps here that it can close. But again, just not looking great on volume. Not that anything else is really. SQ, $50 as usual for SQ. This is a normal start for SQ. The only thing with SQ is that, again, it trades very, very choppy. And on a day like today, I could even expect to be more choppy. Let's see what the SPY is doing. It's like nothing has direction at the moment. There's a lot of stuff without direction. SPY is actually slightly up, not by much. Again, had a green day yesterday, closed green yesterday, is up a bit again here, but again, it's at a good point because it's trying to continue to climb higher and higher every single time. So it peaks up higher and higher, and we haven't been up here in a long time. And above the 290s, we're getting close to the highs of January. I think it was. It January? No, I'm sorry, going back October. So that's interesting. We haven't been up here in a long time. So again, slowly trying to climb its way up there, but opening up pretty flat right now. Let's look at what else you guys have. BAC. BAC always has a lot of volume. The thing with BAC that it barely moves. I mean, you can be in a trade on BAC forever and only move 10 cents. That's my problem with BAC. I traded it plenty of times because again, you have the daily charts trades well. I like this price range between 20 and 30. That's a great price range for me. But again, it just doesn't move. I look at these days. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that in like 2 days a year, BAC is tradable. The rest of it, you can sit all day for a 10 or 15 cent move, and it's just kind of worthless.
Yeah, it's really a big waste of time sometimes. Unless it depends on your style of trading if you want to sit on it. But again, if it's not in play, I try to stay away from BAC. And also with that not moving much, it can be very choppy. So it'll constantly test your stop loss and break even, and that's annoying. STNE. Let's see what STNE is doing. Just no volume today. It's dropping down here. It's kind of consolidated up here. Had 2 big red days. Now it looks like it wants to continue to drop lower. But again, just without the volume, it's hard to see anything happening here at the moment. STNE is popping up here as well. Down 3.3. So we got another one in our gapper scanners as well. But the pre-market action doesn't look great. Although it just came up over 1,000. I mean over 100,000 in volume. Pre-market action doesn't look great. We'll throw it on here just in case it gets better. Hopefully by it coming up here in the gapper scanners, people start trading it in the pre-market. What else do we have? ACB. Yes, ACB. That's good. Tesla. What Tesla ended up doing?
Tesla went up yesterday, but I mean the pre-market looks pretty awful on it right now.
Yeah, so it did bounce back yesterday. All right. So after a big down, they bounced back. Yeah, pre-market looks horrible at the moment. And then we got let's do a few more. GLC. Oh, I'm sorry, GLG. All right, GLG. What's going on with GLG? 80,000 shares traded. It's up 18%. Low flow on here. We could throw this on here in the low flow pile. We'll take a look at it in a second, see if it gets better. Right now, pre-market action doesn't look too great at all, so we'll have to come back and check on that one. All right, guys, we got way too many. Obviously, a lot of these are not in play. I threw them on here just to see if they can get a good pre-market action going. But let's go through this and pick the best ones that look like they possibly have something going on. So CNET's got the volume. So this looks good. It's got some good volume. It's got a good pre-market action. Daily chart's a little funky. Again, I don't like trading this one. I think it doesn't move much. You got to be very careful. It can be choppy, but it's definitely got some volume. And if it picks a direction, it can actually run. Right? We've seen it run before. We got several days here with some volume where it ran up nicely, sold off here, and then we have another days over here. We have some pop on this here and there. So this looks okay. What's the float on CNET, by the way? 10 million shares flow. All right, so we'll have to throw it down here. So CNET is good. We'll keep that one. It's got some good volume. Let's go back up here and delete it from here. So we'll keep CNET. AMD's also got some really good volume. Actually, the pre-market action is starting to get a lot better from here on. Really nice, really nice. And that's just all. Again, this is the main thing here, guys. Volume. Once you start getting that volume, you start getting this nice little flow here. So AMD is definitely one of the ones that's looking great today. Even though it's not up over 2%, there's a really good pre-market action at the moment. And a beautiful daily chart. Had a nice gap up on some good news a couple of days ago. And then it's just slowly been closing higher and higher. So again, let's see what it does. We have a level at 30. And we had, I thought we had more levels in this on AMD. So we'll find some levels on AMD. This looks good. LIF is active, 207,000 shares traded right now. But again, I just don't like the way it trades. So I'm gonna remove it, guys, just because I think it trades pretty funky.
It's very illiquid for it's very strange. The spread is bad. It jumps around real bad, but
yeah. I don't know if hopefully it doesn't stay like that because it looks like a stock that will be fun to trade. But again, the spreads are horrible. and the price action is just all over the place. So hopefully after a couple of weeks, it settles down to some normal trading. MU, go ahead.
I was just going to say, after lockup periods start to expire of people that are holding the stock and can sell it, that'll help
Yeah.
tremendously.
Oh, good. That's a good point. That's a good point. So on MU has a funky daily chart the last couple of weeks. It's kind of all over the place, pretty choppy, closing pretty flat on most days, right? So I don't know what's the deal with it, but today doesn't have much volume, which is typical for MU. But given what we have to work with, I am going to watch it just to see if we can get a good opening range breakup or breakdown on MU. MU is a stock that's great to trade. The spread is tight. You know, you're gonna have the volume come in, and you're also going to you can manage your risks nicely on this one. So that's what I like about MU. Sometimes it's choppy, doesn't give you a good direction, but in most days, you know, you can get a good move out of it. Just got to be patient and wait that 5 minutes. And if it runs away from you, because sometimes MU does, it'll sell off the first 2-3 minutes. Don't chase it, just let it go and wait for it to settle down. Snap is on here. So Snap, again, 566,000 shares traded with a horrible pre-market action, and it just kind of shows you the way this stock trades. But we'll keep it on here. Again, we don't have much good stuff to watch today, so we'll keep it on here because it does have some good volume. The daily chart's horrible. Look at this daily chart. It's just not clean at all. So we'll watch that one. BBY is more of a hoping that at the open it will do something. So I'm going to bring it down here because BBY, it is gapping up 3.4, but is on an upgrade. And right now, this does not seem like it's a lot of activity going on here. But we can find some levels for it, and then hopefully, if it hits our gapper scanner, our turbo breakdown scanners, we can tune into them and see what's going on. Nvidia is looking good here. It's got some momentum going, so we can look at Nvidia. INTC, also another one that's got a downgrade, I believe. So we move from there. DLTH. I like the fact this is down 19.9, 20. That is interesting. Doesn't have the volume right now, so I'm gonna keep it on here for now. We'll find some levels for it, and then we'll see how it develops. But I do like that it's down so much like that. Usually when stocks are down like that, they tend to be in play, even though right now the volume is not there. Hopefully it continues to pick up. ACB, I'll watch. ACB got some really good volume, starting to put in a nice pre-market action, better than anything else that we have seen aside from AMD. AMD is probably the best one right now pre-market action wise. The only thing we're stuck for the most part trading this to the long side, so it's got to be a good opportunity towards the long side. There's not a lot of shares to short on this. APHA, I'm going to remove this one. Right now, it's not looking too great, so I'm going to remove this one. I'd rather watch ACB for the moment. What is Cron up to, by the way? Is Cron in play? Because usually when one of these is in play, the rest are as well. Cron not doing much, really. All right, STNE. STNE, it's just not a great pre-market action. Yeah, not a great pre-market action. So I'm going to remove STNE as well. All right, so we have down here, we have CNET. CNET's got the volume. We'll keep that one. CRBP. Not much going on with CRBP, so I'm going to remove it. TORV. It's definitely got some volume. 532,000 shares traded, and it is up 18%. So this is interesting. We'll throw this on here. We'll get some levels for it. It has ran up before, so if it can find a level, it can run up. This one here, YRIV, is actually not a low flow stock, but it traded like crap yesterday. So I'm going to remove it from here. I'm going to get rid of it. It's under $5 as well. I really try not to trade stocks under $5. GLG, at the moment, not much happening. A little bit under 100,000 shares traded for right now, but the pre-market action doesn't look great. Although it is up nicely, almost 19%. So we can watch this for scanners if it hits that. So BBBY and INTC, they got some downgrades and upgrades here. So we'll keep those on here, see how they develop throughout the morning. All right, so we have AMD, MU, Snap. Snap's got some volume here. NVIDIA, DLTH, and ACB. So let's find some levels for these, and then if you guys have something else that looks great, yeah, throw it out there and we can tune into it. STM's coming up in our scanners, but we know STM trades horrible. Yeah. Is it Friday the 13th? What's going on here? Everything looks scary. What is happening? All
It's
right, so
terrible.
yeah, it is. It is. Not excited about this list. All right, so AMD. Let's get some levels. So AMD towards the top, we have the high of 2 days ago, and you can see it came and tested that right there. And actually, on this day when we did the pre-market show, we had a level right at 30. I think this went as high as 29.98. So a lot of people traded this stock on this day. It turned out to be really nice. Hit that level almost on the head. So above that 30, let's find another level up here towards the top. Here we go, clean level over here. There, oops, it moved right when I clicked it. Here it is, 30.76. Above this, all the way towards the top, you have a nice level here at 33.53. But I know AMD doesn't move that much on most days, so I'm gonna mark down this day over here, 32.24. So plenty of levels towards the top. Let's look at the bottom if in case it starts to sell off on the daily chart. So towards the bottom, actually, we got plenty. I don't think we need to add anymore. You have the previous day close, which is very close to where the high, the low of the pre-market is right now. You have several highs and lows right over here. We can get rid of this 28.71. You have the low over here, right in here, and right in here. So I don't think you really need to add anymore. So this looks good. This looks perfect. Got a nice little range to it. Hopefully, it can continue to crank higher and get above 30. That would be nice. Maybe try to test that 30.76 if it can get going. Next, we have MU. So MU, again, choppy pre-market action. Let's get some levels on here. Crazy daily chart on MU. Not as clean as AMD the last couple of days. Right now, it's stuck between some plenty of levels right in here. Just a lot, very congested. You have the high from yesterday. You have the low from 2 days ago. Then here you have the previous day close, you have the high from 2 days ago, and then you have the low from yesterday as well. So very congested in there. I don't think you need to add any more levels unless there's something significant coming out. You got a moving average coming in here. You got another moving average right below the previous day, the low of the pre-market, previous day close. What I will do is here, I'm going to put this level on here, this 44.22, in case we run up. I don't think we'll get that kind of move today, looking at how the volume is so far this morning. But you got this day, because from here 45 and from where the price action is now, and even the low of yesterday, that's a very big move for AMD. So you want to have a midpoint level that makes sense. This 42.20 of this day can possibly be an area of resistance. All right, so that's in that 42.20. You can see here also very close. Again, they're not exact, very close to what this day has here. All right. So we have a question. How do you zoom on the chart with the mouse like that? Okay, so the way you do it is you hold shift and you draw a square. Hold shift, draw a square, you release, and it'll zoom into that area. Okay, so hold shift, draw a square, and zoom into the area that you want to zoom in. To zoom out, I use the arrow keys down, arrow keys up, zooms you in faster. So if you want to go back here and zoom in this area, hold shift, square, and it'll bring you into that area here. All right, then if you hit F4, it'll zoom out the chart completely on your daily chart if that's one of your hotkeys. All right, excellent. So that's what we have for MU. Not the best pre-market action right now, but typical MU stuff. Snap. If Snap was another stock, this would be okay, but we got to be careful with Snap. So let's find some levels here. I'm going to remove the ones we have. High of the pre-market right now sitting at 1168, which also was a resistance for a couple of weeks ago. Right in here, you can see couldn't crack that 1168 and sold off nicely after that. What do we have above that? When was the last time we actually went over 12? All right, so we got something over here. Let's zoom into this area here. Again, see, this stock doesn't move much on top of that, so you have to take a lot of shares, which I don't like doing. So here we go. 1180, a possible area. You can see this day here, this one here. You have also this one here, so good level there. And then next we have, I like this one here, 1213. I don't think we'll get there, but 1213 is great because you have several days. It's kind of using that as a very good support. You know, they clearly cannot break that 1213 area. When they do, they head right back down to this 1180 we have here. So very good levels there. Towards the bottom, let's see. Towards the bottom, I think we have plenty. We have the previous days highs all right in here, so plenty on there. Then between the 1150 and the 1125, which is the previous day close, I don't see anything clean. You have this one day here. You have this one here actually, 1137. There you go. So you have something in between there just in case as a reference point, because again, it doesn't move much. You can tell by the days. Look at how how the days are very small on the candles, and it moves, you know, 25 cents on the whole day. It could move 25 cents. So again, it's just not a stock that moves very well, and it can be very choppy. Nvidia looks good. Nvidia has a good pre-market action. Let's get to the daily chart. Actually, we have some levels in here already. Let's remove what we have. So towards the top, you have this one level here, 190. I think that's the day that I believe, Norm, you traded it on this day. I think that's the day you traded, and you had a really good trade on that day. Above that, we actually closed this gap, but above this, we have this level over here, 202.55 right in here, and then above that we have a 220. I don't think we'll get there. 221.67. We can mark that. And also in here you have this level 209.55. So towards the bottom, well, those are still very high. I didn't see something closer to the price action. Let's get in here. There we go. This is better. 195.53 based on this day here. So I was looking way too high. Towards the bottom, you got the previous day close, low from yesterday and the day before, and then you also got a moving average coming in here at 184 as well. And then 184, 183 area, this can be a possible area as well. We'll mark that down. 183.64. You got this day here, the high of this day closing around that area, and also you got the moving average coming in, so that could be a possible. What else we have? The LTH. Still not doing much, but again, this is gonna be, I'm gonna throw this down here as one of my possibles because I like the daily chart, so I want to have it ready just in case it hits our scanners, it gets going. I'm ready with my levels. We have 1910 high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market we have at 1855. We have a possible gap over here 1937, and then another one right over here at 1980. So I'm gonna mark those down just in case we get a bounce today. This is a big drop. 20% drop. That's nice. In case it decides to close this gap, we have another level here, 2086. I think that's enough towards the top. I don't think we'll get a move that big unless people over exaggerate it with the news. And then towards the bottom, what do we have towards the bottom? So this right here, 1855 is the low of the pre-market. Below this, I'm thinking right in here, the bottom of this day. And the reason why I like this day, you got all the moving averages on here as well coming, consolidating. Then you got this nice little pop. And also it's 1796. Look at these days using this as possible resistance. It doesn't get right to it, but this one gets really right to it and right back down. Again, right here, this day gets to it. Probably tested a few times throughout the day, midday in that area. And then you can see it closes on there. The minute it is able to close above it, then it takes off. And then it starts using it as support. Right, so we've seen plenty of times where resistance becomes support. Is a great example here. Resistance, 1, 2, 3, pops up, then becomes support, and then it finds a base. Moving averages get in here, curl up, and you have a beautiful trade here for if you're doing a swing trade. So plenty of levels there. I think this looks good. Hopefully we can get the volume and get some direction. I'm going to throw this down here as a possible because right now it's not looking too great volume-wise for the open. Oh, look at our gappers list. People actually woke up. Let's see what we got here. We're looking at the names, so those names I know they don't look great. So let's look at STNE just to see if it got any better. No, still crappy. SNE. No, yeah, nothing happening here. What else we have? STM, we looked at it just recently, so let's just look at it again just in case. But yeah, nothing happening here. Horrible pre-market action. And then CLWT we have not looked at, and this is also horrible. All right, so nothing to be exciting about. I was too excited when I saw more tickers up there. All right, guys, so this is what I have so far. Let's go through this and I'll look at what you guys are throwing out there. Yes, it is a scanner day for sure, guys. It is a scanner day. We're going to look at our scanner. We're going to be patient. We're going to wait 5, 10, 15 minutes to see if we get anything. And if we don't get anything, we walk away from our trading stations and we go start the weekend early. Go do something fun. It's warming up. Go for a bike ride. Do something that is not giving your money to the market. Don't do that. So I have
Flat Friday is better than a Red Friday.
Any day of the week, absolutely. AMD is great. MU, hopefully we'll get going. Snap, again, just choppy, horrible pre-market action, but it does got some volume, so we'll see if we can get something out of it. But really not my favorite. I actually might drop this off when Andrew comes on. I might drop this off and pick out something better. Nvidia, it looks good. Again, a higher price. I usually don't trade these stocks, but today could be the day where I trade one of these. Who knows? But this looks okay.
Nvidia could be interesting. It
Mhm.
closed that gap that it closed the gap on the daily from November.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
So I'm curious. I'm really curious if it's going to continue its breakout here.
Hmm.
It might just chop, or we'll see.
Yeah, it's in
Could
an
be
interesting situation. Also, if you look at the daily charts, it's just kind of been slowly grinding higher and higher. It's been really strong the last couple
Yep.
of days. So again, these are all red candles, but if you look at the wicks, it just seems like it's on a nice uptrend, even with these red candles in here. So that looks good. ACB, we can only play for long here. It's got a good consolidation happening here. It's got some good news. It's got some great volume on the daily chart, and the pre-market action looks good. Not great. This is definitely not an 8 out of 10. This is more like a 6 out of 10. But with what we have today, this is like a 10 out of 10. So this looks interesting.
This is one note on ACB. So when I first called it out, IB had 0 shares for short. Then about 5 minutes later, had 100,000. Now it's got 250,000. So shows shorts are getting out of their positions on that slowly.
Yep. All right, so we got some questions. So how do we add rows to the watch list with your keyboard? So I think Lee does it a lot faster. The way I do it is I go to the last row and I hit space, enter here, and then I do backspace, enter, backspace, enter, backspace, enter, and it automatically just does that. So again, go to the last, and you're going to do this on the last row for some reason. So you go here, space, enter, and then from there backspace, enter, backspace, enter, and you can just do it really quick. You can add rows that way. There's other ways to do it. That seems to be the easiest and fastest that I do it. So Gabriel is asking, you say Andrew comes on, but where? In our chat room every day. So yeah, we're not gonna put him on. He's not on YouTube Live. Maybe one day next week we'll ask Andrew to do a YouTube Live. Him doing the actual watch list. Maybe we'll do that next week. But yeah, he comes on in our chat room. You can get more information at bearbulltraders.com, or just send the link on there. He usually comes on around 9:15. He'll do his watch list just the way I did it, but he does it a lot faster because obviously he doesn't have as much time as me and Norm do to go through all the details and check out the news and things like that. So we kind of do the pre-market show to kind of go and get rid of some of the crap, and then he comes in and takes a second look at what we looked at and finds some stuff. And it's great to see someone with that much experience, do his watch list live, because again, sometimes he sees stuff that we don't see. Nor, I mean, how many times I'll have Snap on here. I guarantee you, and hopefully he's not on yet. He's not hearing me. That he'll say Snap is garbage, and it'll be on my watch list. And when he does that, you know what? I take his experience and I take it off. So again, it's great for you to do your own watch list before he comes on, even before we do our morning show, and then compare it to us, and then we compare it to Andrew's. Brian also does his watch list. I compare it to him. He might catch something that maybe I don't have. So it's just, again, starting out, as you're learning, the more you do this, the better you get at it. And then you realize you'll be doing your watch list and matching up with Andrew's and Brian's, and having some similar stocks, because you're learning, right? We're all looking for the same thing, stocks in play, which today we really don't have a lot that's in play on its own. All right, guys, so this is what I have. AMD's looking very interesting, popping up nicely here. So AMD is definitely one that I'll be watching closely. MU, hopefully we can get something. Snap is just chopping around. Even the pre-market just looks like crap. NVIDIA, as we talked about, Norm, has a good daily chart. It could be interesting to see what it does at these levels. 191, I think it's the one that it can possibly want to get above. And we got some very clean levels up here. ACB hopefully stays strong, and it can give us a good play towards the long side, a good breakout. We didn't find levels for ACB. Let's get some levels in here. High of the pre-market, 933. Above this, we have some levels over here at 947, and then we have one all the way up here at 985. But we got to get something in between here, 965. So plenty of levels towards the top here. Towards the bottom, although we don't have shares for short, we could wait for it to come down, settle into a groove, maybe fallen angel strategy. 916 could be an area of support towards the bottom. Then you have plenty down here, previous day highs, previous day close, previous day lows. All right, so ACB is good. CNET and TROV, again, they're so-so. TROV, let's get a level in here. We got high of the pre-market, 474. We have another level up here, 575, and then clean up here, 585. So I'm going off this day here, this high over here. So plenty of levels there. Towards the bottom, you got a possible area of support 436 based on all these days in bouncing off this 436. And then let's see what else we have in CNET. CNET is the other one that looks like a possible one that's in play. Tons of volume, 1.5 million shares traded. 335, high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market, 242. Let's get some levels in between. What do we have here? We have another spike all the way up here at 388. Price action is sitting right on the level. Actually, you see this day over here? It's got the level up there, so it's sitting right on the level right now. So I'm just gonna mark 292. I'm gonna mark that down. Let's see what else we have. Let's get into this area here. All right, we have clean level here at 274. Look at how these days are using it as support, and then somewhat of resistance here. So 274 is a good area. All right, so I think that's plenty for, and look how that 274 is working out in the pre-market as well. You can see holding it here, so that's good. All right, so we got plenty for that. TROV and then let's look at SNE. SNE we looked at earlier. It just looks like pure chop right now, not much volume. Again, it's just not really clean. Actually, this is not even chop. This is yesterday's. Yeah, it's no good activity today. It's all yesterday, I think. So yeah, not much happening with SNE. All right, folks, so we're going to get ready to hop off out of YouTube. So just a few reminders. The Toronto meetup is this Sunday, April 7th. Brian and Andrew will be there. You do not have to be a member to join the meetup. So check out the forum link I just posted. Check it if you want to hang out with the boys and the gals, of course. Head out there. You can meet Brian and Andrew. And have a couple of drinks, talk trading, and just enjoy some good company. Also, keep in mind the challenge. When do we start? We start next Friday. Next Friday.
It's yeah.
The 12th.
Next Friday.
Yes.
Correct.
So we start next Friday the 12th. So check out the sign up on our homepage, bearboottraders.com. You can click on the link, get more information. We got a plus 20 traders, I think, right now. That was last time Andrew posted. It could be more by now. So again, definitely check it out. We have a very good price, and as usual, there could be some surprises as well. But again, definitely get in there. A good way for you to try out the platform, try out day trading. A good way to get in to see if this is something that you want to do for a career or as a side gig. And also just it's fun too. It's very fun. I mean, I know Norm is in it with a couple of fake names.
I need that mobile setup so I can travel around.
We all want Andrew's setup. Andrew. Absolutely. We all want Andrew's setup. So, all right, guys. Andrew's on now. Take care. Have a great weekend, guys, on YouTube. Trade safe. Again, the list doesn't look too great. Not a lot of stocks in actual play. So please trade safe. Wait the 5 minutes. Don't rush anything. No FOMO. Go into the weekend knowing that you traded well and you did not force anything. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Trade safe, guys. Thanks for watching.